Welcome to Nifnex TV. You as an entrepreneur or business person have obviously had experience in the past of some shape or form. Believe it or not, that experience has made you who you are right now. But there's a good chance, if things are not going right, there's times that you actually think to yourself that, why aren't things going right? So either you're self-sabotaging yourself, or, did I say that right? Self-sabotaging yourself? But the thing is, there's self-defeating behaviours as well that you need to be aware of, which we've got Bodo from Project Reboot to talk to us about it. So you need to actually focus, because towards the end we're going to give you a really amazing gift which is actually going to help you. So if you are a person who's potentially is displaying self-defeating behaviour, which if you don't know what it is, stay tuned, because you will actually find out in a couple of minutes, actually probably less than that. So Bodo, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about you. Let's talk about Project Reboot. Let's talk about self-defeating behaviour, which a lot of people don't even know that they have, and self-sabotaging is something that happens quite a bit within business and entrepreneurship. So tell us about Project Reboot and what's Project Reboot? Tell us, explain the meaning of it, because I was fascinated with it.
Oh, okay. Project Reboot is quite simple. So first of all, welcome, of course. Thanks for having me. Project Reboot is a combination of project management and rebooting mindset. Where does it come from? Basically, business and life is nothing else than a portfolio of projects. That's how we see it. Some projects go well, some don't. Now, when projects don't go well, your confidence level may just go down the drain. And with a lower confidence level, the next project that you are maybe commencing, will already be doomed to fail in the end. Now, and this is where the reboot comes in. So we teach in terms of project management skills, and the reboot comes in for your mindset, that you've got a strong mindset to deliver projects successful. Not only projects, be successful in your business as well.
Awesome, there you go. I knew there was a really fascinating story there. I wanted to interview you. Look, you're writing a chapter in a book, and you've written articles about self-defeating behaviours. Is this prevalent in business, whether you're managing staff or even an entrepreneur who's managing yourself in many ways? So tell us about that part.
Yes, it's very prevalent in every person. When you grow up, when you go to school, you go to uni or learn a trade, and then start going in your business, you get experiences out of anything that you learn. You learn certain behaviors, and these behaviors are sometimes not very good in the end, because you may just fend off certain people or offend people with your behaviors, and you may not know about it. And this is self-defeating behaviors, are behaviors that you learned over the past. It's like a bungee jump rope that's behind you. You always go back to these behaviors because it's stored in your subconscious mind. Now, when there is a certain situation that you had before, in, let's say, 20 years ago, you react the same way again, because you've learned it that way. You've put a behavior on, a certain habit or pattern, to overcome this kind of situation. And this may not be good, because you may offend other people, as I said before. That's self-defeating behavior. So as an entrepreneur, or as a person within business, whether you are a worker or an office, have an office job, you have these behaviors, you interact with people, and this interaction is basically driven by your habits, by your subconscious mind, throughout your experiences.
So the good thing about this is that people watching this, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're self-employed, or you're working for someone else but you've got a team, the chances are that you may or may not even know that you have a self-defeating behavior. So you're going to tell us some of the signs of trying to work out how do we actually work out for ourselves if we've got self-defeating behavior or not. Yes. Every manager, every entrepreneur is going to become a manager at some point, because you're going to start employing, and every person, every boss every manager can become a great boss, basically.
Or the other way around.
Or the other way around.
There's this nice image that I've seen. Who is a boss and who is a manager / leader? Yeah? So the boss is somebody who is just there cracking the whip and you do what I want.
Yes.
And the leader is leading the people to do their job, and he works with them, not cracking the whip. So from boss becoming a leader.
So how a boss or a manager can become a good leader.
That's right.
Perfect.
The symptoms or the signs of self-defeating behaviors are, for example, if you've got staff quitting all the time. Because people don't leave an organization, they always leave their manager. They leave their leader. If it's a bad leader, they leave the boss. Another sign could be if you always have to stay back and fix up all the issues and the errors and whatever things that your team should have been doing. There's something wrong with it and you need to get to the ground of it. Or as an entrepreneur, you could be a perfectionist. You could be delaying the way you launch your product or your new service as a new company because it's just not right. Oh, I need to have this tiny little thing and put this, oh no, I'm not happy with this, not happy with that. It's just perfection. Perfection is everything. It's one of the other signs. And most people don't really know that they are having self-defeating behavior, so at a certain stage they might ask themselves, why are things just going wrong? I'm doing everything right, but things just don't go right. My suppliers, my vendors, my clients or potential clients are not biting. Something is wrong here. And these are certain signs where you should start thinking about, okay, what behaviors do I put on display that could be negative to the others?
Okay, so obviously it's all about the behavior that you actually get in there and help people change their behavior. But at the same time, it's not just about changing behavior, it's about identifying the behaviors that need to be changed and trying to look at the overall picture of what needs to be changed and how it needs to be changed, and keeping them accountable to the change as well.
And this is where a coach comes in, and this is what we do in our programs. I mean, there's one thing to identify what to do and put an action plan together, but then who are you accountable to? Yes, you yourself, but then we're going back into our comfort zone because the resistance to change is intrinsically in us.
Yes.
And that's another self-defeating behavior. No, I don't want to change. And we stay stubborn. Yes, with me, with my German background, yes, I'm supposed to be stubborn. Right. No, I'm not. I always make a joke about this. But the thing is, people don't want to change. They always have a resistance to change.
Yeah.
And this is where a coach can come in, or should come in, and people who want to overcome their self-defeating behaviors and even self-sabotaging behaviors should engage a coach and get help to just overcome, to go through that action plan and be held accountable for doing what needs to be done, so they are more successful. Perfectly
put there. So, Bodo, you are going to send them a free ebook which is comprehensive. I know I've seen it. It is very comprehensive.
Thanks.
It is going to be sent to them for free by getting them to fill out the details below. So if you're watching this and if you feel there's self-defeating behaviors or self-sabotaging behaviors that you're displaying to yourself or to your partner, your family, your relationships, or with staff, is something that you need to be reading this book and subscribe below, and you get the details. But before we finish, though, Bodo, you're going to tell us what the difference between self-defeating behavior and self-sabotage is.
Okay, with self-defeating behaviors, you potentially don't know that you've got it. And that's the basic difference. Self-sabotaging behavior is you know that you should be doing things, but it's so nice to just stay back, sleep in, it's so nice and comfortably. No, I can do it later. Things like this behavior is like, I know I should be doing it, but I'll have another coffee, or let's go out for another beer, or wine, or whatever you fancy. And then in the end, you all of a sudden have to rush things, because yes, there's a deadline not to miss.
Yeah.
Self-saboteurs are always, call them those people who want to miss deadlines. But then their livelihood is, as an entrepreneur, their livelihood is at stake. Yeah, they will not be successful if they have this self-sabotaging behavior.
Yeah.
Same with managers, bosses, or leaders of an organization. Can't do that. You shouldn't do that because there's a lot at stake.
Yeah.
So self-sabotage is you know that you're doing it,
Yeah.
and you just calculate it in. Yeah, okay, you are. Not negligent. I mean, it's a hard word. Being negligent is a hard word, but it's negligent to yourself, to your own accountancy, to be accountable to yourself.
You're telling yourself that you can't do something, or you basically stop yourself from moving forward and achieving the things that you want to achieve as well.
That's right.
So you're stopping yourself.
Yeah, you stop.
And you're coming up with excuses why you can't do something.
And this is the most wonderful thing. Wonderful in brackets. It's the ironic and sarcastic word of what I always use. When you tell yourself you can't do it, I always quote Henry Ford, who said, "If you think you can or you can't, you're always right."
Yeah.
It's your mindset that needs to be rebooted.
Yes.
As simple as that.
So, Bodo, I think it's great that we're actually talking to the mindset coach himself.
Yeah.
I think this is something that all entrepreneurs and business people and managers go through. So, if you are a person who feels that you have self-defeating behavior or self-sabotage, there's 5 ways of overcoming these behaviors. Download the book below by putting your details, and I'm sure Bodo would send you the details automatically set up. So basically, you can have 5 steps of overcoming self-sabotage and self-defeating behaviors. So Bodo, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching. Please do download the book and stay tuned for more Nifnex TV.